Forced into a quick break. These guys actually got quicker, faster than I got going a little bit faster than I thought they would. As we do have to the top left-hand side our red Zerg player. This is Impact. Bottom right, our blue Terran player from O Gaming is INnoVation. Alright, so let's get up into this and get ready to go. In game number 1 of this best of 3. Obviously, so far we've not missed anything at all. And if we're just wondering what the build was, it was pool first. So, pool first means that we do have a, couple of lings coming across the map, and it was pool hatch gas. So not gas pool hatch gas. So, again, apologies for missing the first minute and a half or so of this, but that's pretty much you guys caught up because it's pool hatch gas versus Reaper Expand. Marine takes down the lings with the SCVs. Good control by INnoVation. Nicely done so far. Reactor and a factory continue to come up here at the moment here from INnoVation. We are going to see the Reaper moving in towards the main base mineral line, but obviously doesn't really want to commit. Just wants to check there's no super fast kind of craziness coming on, and does check there's ling speed on the way as well. It's just making sure of that. Just to, again, double check. I mean, no harm in checking, right? Hatchery coming up to being about halfway done. Ling speed's about 75% the way along as well. Overlord down in towards the main base. As this Marine from INnoVation going to start poking away at it, and the Overlord is going to take a few shots here. So Overlord taking a few hits as the Reaper from INnoVation going to be moving up in towards the natural. A couple more Hellions popping out. And we are going to be just seeing the Overlord just continue moving around a little bit. So has been pushed away but not going down. We'll be able to hold this high ground for a little while. Will of course probably get cleaned up later on in the game, but for now he's going to be good as we do see the Hellion or two continue to come on out. A couple more Hellions on the way through here. And everything getting gathered together. Medevac going to be popping in a moment or so as well. Lair coming up from Impact. On the third base as well. I mean, the Lair, so this was actually, I remember way back when I first saw Nurture building this Lair outside the main, I was like, who builds that Lair outside the main base? It was in an IPL tournament, and I just remember realizing, like, whoa. He's building his Lair on his third to give it more HP so it survives this. What? It was kind of crazy back then, but yeah, that was actually a thing. And it was pretty cool as we are going to see that Medevac with Hellions inside, pushing on over to the left-hand side of the map. A couple of Hellions in the Reaper here poking forwards. Queen takes some hits. And we will see that Bane and Nest of Impact is on the way on the natural. Again, they're about to finish up here as the armory is dropping down in the back of the natural expansion too. Hellions dropping into the main base, and that means the Hellions can morph into Hellbats, and this aggression will really start to get going right about now. 4 Hellions going to run in as Hellbats onto the third base as well, as INnoVation is already picking his way through a few of these Zerglings. Queen or 2 in the main base going to take some damage as well. I mean, one of these Queens already very low, a second Queen now very low as well. The Lings coming through aren't really starting to get the job done, as these Hellbats are also starting to make quite some progress. Both of these Queens in the main go down. 1 Hellbat saved, and there's still these 4 Hellbats moving forwards over here. This Hellbat drops down as well. 2 more Hellbats have just joined up. Now this Medevac's come over here to help these Hellbats out as well. Medevac gets targeted down, but will now continue to get Queen kills. Behind this, is there some sort of Liberator play? Yes, there is. There's one sat to the left side, looking to capitalize on the fact that he's just been killing off Queens and causing a little bit of chaos here for the Zerg player. And now there isn't any anti-air to really deal with this Liberator. Okay, a Spore Crawler can relocate as this one Hellbat is chasing that Queen. The Queen gotta keep on running. She gotta get out of here, and she will survive. As we'll see that Spore Crawler will start to push the Liberator away, but damage dealt here by INnoVation. A fantastic way for this opening to go for him. And he's really gotten off to a blistering start right now. Centrifugal hooks on the way up from Impact, getting that Baneland speed ready to go as well, as 2 more evolution chambers coming in behind this natural expansion. Command center about to finish up on this natural as well. 2 more barracks from INnoVation just coming up and going into the 5 racks play behind the 3 CC. So everything as we expect this to be. This first Liberator is going to come back around the right hand side and set up onto the third base. So Siege is up here, and a couple of drones will get picked away right now. So a couple of drones are going to be getting taken down. That's 3 workers killed. Queen can come in here, but again the Liberator unsieges and just moves on along nice and quickly. Overseer will check out what's going on into the main base, but doesn't see too much. As we are going to be seeing 1-1 upgrades and the combat shield starting up from INnoVation. Creep pushing out onto the map right now from Impact to get this further out. pushing this on and away as we do see the Spore Crawler just going to relocate slightly. Interested to see how that turns out in the end, if that's really going to be the most useful of positions. I mean, I guess it stops drops in this direction-ish. It's weird. It's a weird one. I feel as though most drops will come in from this angle. Intriguing. Maybe if there's an attack here and he lifts up and goes in there, then maybe the Spore becomes useful. I don't know. Anyways, Lingbane Hydra getting set up right now from Impact. As we see a couple more Banes on the way out. 20 Zerglings on the way up. And we do see 1-1 upgrades from INnoVation with combat shields coming in behind it. That's going to be ready to go in a moment or two as well. These Marines going to be continuing forwards. Gets one Baneling. We do see a few Lings going to come around and going to start working their way through the siege tank here. That's actually a nice moment to jump on that while the Marines were in the medevac, so that worked out quite nicely. And we are going to be seeing Impact, despite the early kind of losses. He's hanging on here. I'm not going to say he's retaken a lead. He's not going to say he's doing great, but he's hanging on. You know, he's alive, and against INnoVation, sometimes just being alive is one of the best situations you could probably hope for. As we are going to be seeing tank Marines once more heading over to the left-hand side here, and we're going to be seeing this tank probably sieging up in a moment or so, and that push in towards the 4th base, getting ready to really start rolling. One thing actually Impact's done a very good job of, I feel, is he's really kept the creep spread quite far out. Even though INnoVation has been dropping around, the creep's not really being pushed back at all. I'm not sure if that's Impact doing a good job of denying the creep from being pushed back, or if it's INnoVation doing a bad job of actually just cleaning up the creep in the first place. Maybe even a little bit of both here, as we do see these Lings being picked away at. I mean, I just don't feel like INnoVation's dropped any scans to really clean creep. He just had one to the right-hand side as these medevacs will now be left healing nothing at all because those Hydras have gotten the kills. On the left-hand side of that 4th base, yes, it's going to be, again, kept alive, but 7 drones picked off, and again, good distractions, just good attacks by INnoVation just to keep the Zerg player busy, and he's continuing to build up into more of a lead. And Impact doing all of this, he's not started his 2-2 upgrades. So if INnoVation just looks to push with 2-2, and there's that push coming now. Yes, 2-2 isn't finished, but by the time he gets across the map, gets positioned, you know, if that takes about a minute or so, then he has 2-2. And that's going to be a massive upgrade lead going into this. And I'm not sure if that's something which actually Impact can fight against, because he's already lost a lot. He was already a bit behind early. And now, this is another couple of units, and this isn't looking pretty. It's almost just pure Marine here from INnoVation. One single siege tank in this army, another one quite far back. There's the big stim. He's just going to stim towards those Hydralisks. He doesn't care. Banes, they go down very easily. I mean, when there's just a very low number of Banes on their own at the front, they get auto-targeted. They go down very easily, and INnoVation will take game 1 of this best of 3. I'm hoping for. Anyways, let's go into this, guys. We start to the bottom left-hand side. Up 1 game, a very simple lead to taken early in the game, and from there, I mean, he just played it out correctly. Our red Terran player from O Gaming is INnoVation. He is going up against the blue Zerg to the upper right side of the map from Titan X1. It is Impact. Alright then, game number 2 of this best of 3. As we continue on along here. A few more drones just popping up right now. Refinery coming out. And then the barracks for the early stages of Lost and Found. INnoVation, he didn't lose the first map, which means it isn't time for him to just proxy free racks all the Zergs in existence yet today. It's kind of funny. That was what he did in the qualifier of our WardiTV tournament the other day, and in general, he's been doing a lot of. He's just been saying, oh, a Zerg won a map against me? Okay, I see how it is. In that case, what I will do is, I will very simply proxy free racks that do nothing else. It's been pretty cool. So, as we continue to go into this, we do have a Overlord. Just moving around at the moment. The Overlord's side. This Overlord's interesting. I think he is looking for the barracks, right? Like, he's really intrigued if this is the thing. He went all the way over here. Now he's going to sit over here to watch for potential racks, you know, SCVs, etc. coming forwards. He did open hatchery first, so he's been very cautious about it. I was going to be seeing this Overlord continuing to come down towards the bottom left-hand side. Obviously, INnoVation's got the factory on the way. He's got no intentions of being overly aggressive in the first 3 minutes of the game, as Impact might be thinking he will be. As Impact still doesn't have any information at all. But as time passes by here, obviously, I mean, it's past that point where the first SCV would have come forward for a bunker, and that's why we see this drone moving to the side. getting in position already to take the third hatchery. The idea here being that generally it's difficult to get this drone over in position, and as the Reaper comes in now, well, Impact should just be able to respond by building the extractor, but he doesn't. I don't know if actually the Reaper was blocking the extractor there, but it didn't look like the drone even tried to build. So, I mean, nice to pick off by INnoVation, stops that drone from being there, and, you know, the whole idea is it's meant to kind of allow for the drone to be in position on the third base so the Reaper can't deny it, but now it's being denied anyways. That's worked out. Feeling is going to gather down towards the bottom left. 4 Zerglings gathering up here. A couple more Hellions on the way out as we do see an SCV and a Mule. Going to be chased around actually. I mean, those 4 Lings, they come in at a bit of an awkward time, but as the Hellions finish up, all he's really going to do is stop the Mule from mining for a few seconds, which is still nice. Still delays a little bit of the Mule and kind of makes it a little bit less useful in the game, but I mean, at least INnoVation kept it alive, right? He doesn't lose the entirety of mining off of that Mule, which would have been a much bigger deal. And as the Reaper comes to join back up with the Hellions. With Link speed on the map, there's not really too much to do with the, with the Reaper on its own. And Lings will just get us around. And, well, once again, Armory on the way up, a Liberator coming out. Now, this is a little bit different, because this time there isn't a medevac, so it's not looking to be a drop into the main base, then Morphin the Hellbats in, and then Morphin Hellbats on the third base too. This is probably going to be all the Hellbats in the same place, going for this fight at the exact same time. Hellions and a Reaper coming forward to skirmish a little bit. Linger's going to run by on the other side of the map, and the first Hellions that were over here get taken down. Suddenly INnoVation has lost 5 SCVs as Hellions have to run back home. This time the Mule does actually get picked off right here, as we are going to be seeing a couple of these supply depots are continuing to get a little bit lower. Hellions going to start kiting against those Lings. There's more Lings coming in. I think these Hellions are in a little bit of trouble right now. I don't know what they can do for the best. They try and run back towards the base. There's a couple more Hellions showing up. Wow, only INnoVation would somehow be able to keep all of these alive. If they all stay... Well, okay, he lost a couple now. Okay, I cursed it. They're all going to die. But still, only INnoVation would be able to truly do something like that. That's really quite something. Good micro for the Hellions. And he's able to clean up all of those Zerglings. And yes, damage was taken, but also you got to remember that was a lot of Lings, a lot of drones committed in. Lings committed in, and you know, it slows down the drone production because he's made Lings instead of drones. So that's worth keeping in mind too here, as this first Banshee on the map now. We'll be heading across to see what's up. Obviously the Armory and the Hellbats won't be able to do much considering all the Hellions just died. Banshee heading this way towards the upper right corner. Going to be looking to see what's up here in the next few moments. So about 15 seconds until this cloak finishes up right now. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Cancel. Okay, no cloak. Well, it's okay then, because the Banshee now still acts as this sort of, okay, just making sure there's not going to be roaches attacking me. Sees the Queens, maybe knew there was spores, and so just decided not to commit to the cloak. Meanwhile, the Medevac has 2 Widow Mines heading towards the main base. We'll see what these can do in the next couple of moments. Third Command Center builds up in the main bases, or the wall off as well. Again, there's those 2 extra barracks also continuing to come on down here. Medevac going to be boosted on through and towards the back of the main. Going to load 1 and 2 Widow Mines, and again looking to target here and get some damage done. Oh my god, Impact loses 9 workers and these Medevacs. Sorry, these Widow Mines are maybe going to get back into the Medevac to get away. 2 Hellions backing away right there. Yeah, he saves both Widow Mines. Wow, 9 workers just disappearing and suddenly Impact slowed down a lot on that worker count. Slowed down a lot. Some Queens still just gathering up to the top side. Medevac, a couple of Widow Mines. Still looking to see what else he can do here. +1 missile is about to finish up, and some roaches on the way out. Not a huge number though. Just going up to about 10 or so, maybe getting ready to start dealing with the first couple Medevacs and Marines, which may look to try and clean up some creep spread. Having some units out against that is obviously going to be beneficial. As the Medevac goes in towards the main, and really is going to be looking to see what it can get up to. But Queens come in, they intercept, and kaboom, just like that. They're able to get rid of that right there. So medevac falls. Hellions are still on the map trying to do something more, but continue to get surrounded, continue to get picked away at. As we are going to be seeing. INnoVation picking off the Overseer here at the moment. More Ravagers and Roaches on the way up. Still playing this Roach Ravager style, of course. Really committed to it at this stage. Apparently I just can't talk today. But yeah, apparently really committed to this at the moment, as we do see 2 medevacs loading up 16 Marines, and these 16 Marines going to be heading across towards the upper right hand side. So INnoVation going to try and get some damage done with this drop. But Impact, his supply is starting to really expand right now. And that is the threat of the Roach Ravager, that their supply really does, you know, explode a little bit. It really does buffer up, and well, we'll see if those Roaches and Ravagers can swarm the Terran army, or if INnoVation will be able to get enough tanks and so on up to get this going. Finds a couple of creep just coming down. Nice scan. Pushes you know, the creep right back towards this base, which makes it a lot easier to now push into this base in the future. Goes for a Queen Killer too, but the transfusions are good. Roaches and Ravagers were out in the center of the map, but they pulled all the way back. Forcing the transfusions does lower the number of creep chambers that can come back down this position, so it'll still slow the creep down a little bit. Try and target those queens there. As INnoVation is currently half the army supply of Impact. And we're about to see if Impact's early game was just too good for INnoVation, because now those tanks are very close together as well. Those Ravager bars obviously going to start being very scary in that scenario. There's a few Marines, but not really enough. There's no bunkers here either. And it looks as though, I mean, more Marines are coming back home. SCVs are going to pull in. 1 tank still left alive. Actually, 2 tanks still left alive here. SCV's pulling back. Only 7 lost so far. I mean, now INnoVation is still, you know, now he's below half the supply of his opponent. SCVs will pull once again. If he can get towards the Ravagers, though, I mean, they sort of die very quickly. But he's once again losing a few more SCVs. INnoVation cannot possibly get his extra units over here fast enough. It's still very Ravager heavy, though. I'm kind of concerned that the Ravagers might just go down very quickly. I have a few Lingers going to be joining the play right now as well. Initial corrosive bar is going to force the bio back, and this next corrosive bar is actually going to get connected onto some of this bio. His Impact going to have a little bit too much right now, and INnoVation is really looking as though he is going to be cleared out. Took a couple of goes to kind of break through this, but in the end, it is going to be enough, and we are going to be seeing Impact breaking through to tie this series up 1 game apiece. Have a couple of corrosive bars, overall command taking some hits once again. The wall-off here at the front is continuing to take some damage too, as we do have Ravagers still biling away at the front door. Wants to break on through this, wants to get access, wants to end this game right here and now rather than having to wait any longer. And he has the units to do so. 120 army supply to the 50. Impact can put an end to this in the next few moments. He starts to push on forwards once again. Here we go. Roaches and Ravagers keep on pushing in. First tank, corrosive bar down. The second tank going to be arrived for just a few seconds longer than the first. And now as the SCVs get pulled in, it is GG. And we are going to be tied up 1-1 in this best-of-3 quarterfinal matchup. Obviously, it's a bit of a larger map, 4-player map as well. Spawn locations will have quite the impact, no pun intended. And these are good spawn locations for the Terran player. So, to the top right-hand side of the map, we do see the red Terran from O Gaming. This is INnoVation. He's going up against the blue Zerg to the upper left-hand side. Give it up for Impact. As we get this set and ready to go. Horizontal spawns here means the Terran player has a lot smaller of a distance to push. Pushing through the top side makes this base kind of difficult to take. Pushing through down here, similar sort of scenario. Obviously the Zerg in general will want to expand over in this position for a third base, because it does give the Terran a little bit further to actually push on in still. But still, the Terran will have to be happier with this than cross spawns, because cross spawns, of course, in this sort of scenario, it's definitely not going to be pretty. I mean, Terran players would absolutely hate it. It's just such a long distance to run across and to try and try and reach into. Very, very difficult. Hatch gas pool opening here from Impact. I mean, he's probably not too afraid of any sort of proxy play on Darkness Sanctuary, but that said, INnoVation the other day did free Rax Rogue on this map, just built his barracks in the middle, and then just rallied up once he found his opponent. Didn't work, but still, he did it, you know. He still gave it a shot. Can't discredit a guy for trying, can you? Ripper expand from INnoVation to get things going, and as the first Overlord arrives, he will, in fact, be happy to see his opponent. Not super happy to see his opponent in the top right, because obviously, again, cross spawns are better. But better to find his opponent with the first Overlord than the second Overlord, because it just means he can make a good decision as to which base to take. So in this example, he will take this base as his third. Reaper will be moving across the map, of course, to start that dance with the initial Zerglings, the Queens, try and start getting a little bit of damage done in the early stages. And just pick up the information as well, roughly make sure that there is drones being made, make sure there's not some kind of crazy commitment to units. This drone's going to hide right down here until it's ready to come make the hatchery this time, compared to being killed off in the last game. And that Reaper got rid of it pretty quickly.
Already one Zergling taking a couple of shots.
So first Ling goes to go down, second Ling goes down right now as well. So a couple of Lings picked off here. The Reaper coming back over to the side and going to try and see what else it can do. Still just sitting in the upper left hand corner. Ling speed on the way out right now from impact. And Reaper going to hop up, two Queens in position. And do get that Reaper a little bit low right now, so that Reaper taking a couple of hits at the moment, and we are going to be seeing the drone taking some more shots, but saved by the Spore Crawler placement. Now this Reaper is in trouble, doesn't have the health, and does just get hit again, so regen's a while away. Feels like the Queen has got it cornered in well enough. Oh my god, the Reaper's looped around for the moment. Regen started, to the low ground he goes though, and he does run into a Queen right away there. And so unfortunately, we do see the Queen getting the kill, and that Reaper is ended. Is this a one-off match, or is there a bracket somewhere? You can type !B for bracket, Crispy Barman. But this is the Kung Fu Cup. It happens every single week, $500 every week. Open event on the Korean server, and obviously $500 attracts a lot of the top players. We've seen Rogue, Zest, Hero, Dark, and many others win these tournaments in the past. INnoVation is a previous winner too. So Gumiho Solo as well. So yeah, these things are every single week, every Thursday at this time. Yeah, I've got the replay, the VODs actually of the last few events on the YouTube channel now, youtube.com/WardiTV. I think we have the first 5 Kung Fu Cups up. The next few are coming up over the next few days. Overlord gets picked off right here, Viking getting the kill. No armory, right? So not looking to be Hellbats, just the Hellions for the moment. And we are going to be seeing that Cloak and a Banshee coming up, and we'll see if INnoVation commits into it this time around, as we will see the Viking getting its second kill of the game already. That's at Morgy902. Thank you so much for joining us here on the subscription. There's some love in the chat for Morgy902. Welcome to the Wardy family. Don't forget, with your subscription, you do get access to our brand new replay pack if that's something you're interested in. Available on our Discord server, and we'd love for you to get your hands on that. So, thanks for subscribing. Welcome to the family, and yeah, appreciate the support. Thanks for supporting WardiTV and the tournaments we cover. As you will see, Hellions try and dive into the third base here, but unable to, as the Viking will get its third kill of the game. However, it will be its last. 8 balls. Viking was not meant to be, apparently. As this Banshee now from INnoVation going to be coming along and heading in towards the main base / natural in the next few moments as well. +1 melee currently on the way up, but Baneling Nest dropping down here from impact as well. And we'll just see these couple of Queens just getting some little bits of damage done. Hellions do just get attacked a little bit right here, so again some little bits of damage as we are going to be seeing the couple of shots being taken. I mean, he's going to maybe get a drone or two, but honestly not really that much, and the Queens are still chasing as well. Oh, that's a nice catch on this one Hellion back here. Actually stops the kind of all 3 Hellions getting the shots off here, which would have been an insta-kill on drones. Instead it's just the 2 Hellions, so it takes a couple more hits. Only 4 drones in the end. First Banshee actually got pushed away. Second Banshee is here as well, though, and together maybe they can be a bit more of a nuisance as we see INnoVation with the 1-1 upgrades, combat shields. And he's setting up for this third game right now. He's going to have his bio ready to go very, very shortly. You see the drones taking some hits, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Nicely done again. Just INnoVation finding the small openings again. Even if the first Banshee doesn't do damage, he keeps it alive. He gets ready to bring it back in once again. We're just going to be seeing the Feelings down to the bottom right hand side, just gathering together. Marines are going to work their way through this cooling tower as well, looking to knock that down and to block off this pathway. Team Medivacs just loaded up, and they are going to be coming through the top side as well. Still these Banshees looking to see just what they can do next as this crew teamer maybe in a little bit of trouble. Another couple of Banelings on the way through at the moment. Another couple of Hydras on the way up, and again, combat shields 1-1, all these upgrades. Getting to that stage where INnoVation wants to start making use of them, and well, coming forwards already finds himself just the one creep tumor actually. Maybe not the best of scans. The Lings and Banes doing a great job of zoning INnoVation out. And while the creep spread might not look like much on the minimap, considering its Darkness Sanctuary, it's actually a really, really solid set of creep spread. Really far out on the map for how large this map is, and that's worth keeping in mind. Marines are going to be unloading on the low ground, and we obviously a stim in towards this hatchery in the next few moments. A couple of Banelings just morphing in at the moment as we do see another drop to the top. The Banshee's still around, maybe they will look for some creep kills. Although Queens and Hydras out in the center may look to deny that fourth base at the bottom left because of the fact that, again, pushing this position is very easily done by INnoVation. So you kind of have to expand in the awkward bottom left side of this now, which is harder to get to. It's not connected by creep yet either. It's definitely not the preferential base you want to expand to, but again, you don't really have a choice in this scenario. And INnoVation, I imagine throughout this game, will continue to annoy this base of drops because it is a very droppable base in that aspect. He has this high ground he can use as well, and he's already doing a great example of just showing us how you can use that. Drops Marines down, lifts them back up. The Marines on the high ground are doing a lot of damage here. And again, drops down, doesn't lift back up this time, just runs off to the side and just continues to do a lot more damage than you would usually expect to see in a situation like this. I mean, look at how much is being done here. So many Banes cleaned out, so many Lings. It's only cost him something like 6 Marines or so. Finally, a Medivac goes down as well as the Queens and Hydras together. And you've got enough med damage onto that to finally get rid of this. What a fantastic little drop by INnoVation, though. Great position, and a really abusive position as well. It's, usually, on a 2-player map, this wouldn't be an issue because how often can the Terran player just sit in the Zerg's main base and attack down onto the natural? Basically never on the third base. But then, on this map, if it's horizontal spawns, you have to take this as a fourth, and suddenly, it's, I don't know, 4-player maps. They don't really make sense. They don't really belong in StarCraft 2 nowadays, now that we understand this game so well, now it's so well figured out. There's a lot of different reasons why, there's a lot of different factors there, as we do see Marines still gathering up in the main. I'm just waiting to get going again. Then main Hydra out in the center of the map, and we do have another couple of moments to calm just before 2-2 kicks off here and that big push comes in. So I'd like to say thank you so much to TP. Thank you so much for joining us and part of the Wardy family as well. Welcome, and thank you so much for subscribing. Do you appreciate the support today, guys? Lots of subs coming through. That's actually quite a fast sub day so far. We've seen 3 or 4 of them, which is, compared to the last couple of weeks, pretty amazing. So thank you so much for support, and do appreciate it. As you do see a couple of creep tumors going down, Banes being picked away as we do see this group spread still being pushed back. Big run by on the third base, though INnoVation has nothing in location, and 19 SCVs just disappear from the game. Well, that obviously works out quite nicely as we still see more Marines stimming over. And these depots currently blocking off this access point, though, and we'll see those Lings finally do go down. So Lings eventually do fall here. Down to the south side, we're going to be seeing a few more Zerglings disappearing as well. Some more Banes and Hydras also gathering up, and we'll see a couple of Banes just going to try and bust through, and they will be able to break on through these Marines on this ramp. Getting a little bit more bio coming across over to the upper left-hand side. Getting rid of a few creep tumors here right away, and another little bit of a push forward still going down. Reward is going to charge on forwards, gets a Baneling. A couple of Banelings going down actually, as we're going to be seeing the few Zerglings also going to be in a little bit of trouble as well. Cooling tower to the back side, getting knocked down as well, so INnoVation can't be flanked right now with this army. Wow, what a position this is. Can't get flanked by the Zerg army. He's really just going to be able to press forwards and do things at his own pace here as he decides to fight. That's a few Hydras and Banes going down for free right there, and he just pulls back into those siege tanks time and time again. Now going to try and let the siege tanks actually do some actual tanking of damage for the moment, and he will, when he realizes the time is up, lift up and leave and just get ready to get his own reinforcements, which also haven't really been coming across the map. But a lot of them up into Medivacs. Looks as though he wants to drop this south side. It's been a little while, so honestly, as a Zerg player, he could very well have forgotten about the south side base and the potential aggression that lies with having that base right there. As we do see those medevacs continue to move on over down to the south. A few Banelings on the way up as well right now, as we do see the drop all the way to the bottom side of the map here currently for INnoVation. Coming through the top side, there's a lot of bio as well, as we are going to be seeing the yeah, just going to want to maybe try and press on forwards just a little bit. Again, the fact that INnoVation has this drop on the south and also the big play, big push on the top, INnoVation is going to see this kind of huge amount of army. As he still steps away, he can get a few kills, but he'll be happy. I mean, there's so many Hydras that are down to the south rather than up north. I mean, is that really going to leave enough here to defend on this top side? Well, obviously the Vipers will be having a big part to play in terms of being able to disable the siege tanks here and stop them being able to achieve their full potential. Things are going to be running in once again. Reinforcers are starting to deal with it though already. Looking pretty good in that regard. INnoVation splits away the parasitic bombed medevac, making sure not much else will happen. His tank's still pressing forwards. Banelings taking some more damage as well. Banelings going down, and as those Banelings fall, we do see the Zerglings still going at it too. A few more Marines and Marauders able to pick off those last few Zerglings. Nicely done. More Zerglings still pushing on in here at the moment. The Vipers pulling back a little bit down to the south side, and well, again, as INnoVation continues to press forwards, his supply continues to grow. Right now we have +1 missile upgrade Hydras trying to fight against these two Marines. Okay, there's 2 Carapace on the Hydras as well, I suppose. And we will be able to push it back for a moment. INnoVation is definitely the player who still has, you know, the units coming across the map ready for the next wave of this. I mean, you look at the units of the Zerg play, he's got what, like less than 10 Hydras, like really just about 10 Zerglings as well, not many more. Obviously production is underway and he is about to get some Ultras onto the map. No Kindness plating yet though, it's on its way, but also no +3 Carapace, so missing the Carapace upgrade. That means that the +3 attack upgrade of INnoVation will kind of just get the job done. We'll have a huge role to play against these Ultras, a lot of creep spread push back. That's going to minimize the effectiveness of the Ultras as well. It gives INnoVation a lot more room to work with, as we do see him still pressing forward. He'll see the Ultras for the first time. Again, if he clicks it though, he'll see just +2 Carapace. Yes, please. I can fight that, he says. Yeah, no Kindness is really a deal breaker on Ultralisks. And as INnoVation pulls back, I really feel he can kind of turn and fight at least the Ultras. I mean, look how fast the Ultras go down. Gets rid of one right there. It's the Banes that keep rolling in as well, though, and actually INnoVation is going to be completely turned around by the Ultralisks. No way. Impact able to turn this all the way around here. Eventually INnoVation gets back on top of it and turning around is able to push back another Ultralisk of his, himself. It took a little while though, it took a moment or two. INnoVation's starting to get Liberators up here. As Kindness plating kicks in, he will need something a little bit extra. I really thought he could fight the Ultras a bit more, but it is difficult when Banes are rolling in as well. I guess he didn't have his full army right there either. Full medevac drop to the south side once again. Impact will not see it going. He has the 2 bottom left bases. Not a lot of economy on those right now, but still a little bit of something as INnoVation just currently trying to get over towards his 5th base. Ling is able to knock down the coolant tower here. Actually makes obviously reinforcing this position a little bit more difficult. Marines on the way over from the right side though. And well, the initial Bane's actually going to clean up a lot of these as INnoVation's a bit slow to pull back the 2 Marines. Or a few Marines in general. And to let the Marauders get the job done. Bottom left hatcheries are going to start dropping. This drop is not really I didn't mean to say dropping in terms of, because this is medevac drop here as well, but they're going to start being killed off. Already one going down, this other one probably not too far in the distance either, as again INnoVation might just be looking to push forwards as he sees a lot of these units coming in towards the bottom left side. Abducts available, and that should be dead medevacs here. INnoVation losing a lot of army supply in that drop, but pushing the top side, he's already sniped down 1 Ultralisk, and more Ultras are just waiting to get picked away at as well, because those Ghosts, well, they are some snipey boys, and they are going to be sniping away as soon as they get the opportunity. Lining back onto action on INnoVation's 4th base, with his 5th base now morphed into a planetary fortress. Still needs some STVs down there, and maybe also still needs to take down these rocks to open up the pathway to defend it as well. More of these units just continue to come down towards the lower right hand side of the map. We're talking about Bio, Ghosts, Tanks. All of these units getting set up as we see Lingbane, Hydra, Ultra going to be coming down to the south side as well. Trying to see what else is going on. A nuke on the way up right now from INnoVation. So he's getting a nuke set up and ready to go. And I'm just going to see a couple more banelings currently morphing in right now. 9 more banelings on the way up. 14 Zerglings as well. And that factory from still just coming in through the top side. Nuke is on its way up. About 75% of the way done here at the moment. And well, 18 minutes in game, we're maxed out, and INnoVation is starting to build up the ghosts. We are kind of locked in for a bit of a longer TvZ here, I feel. One of those games that's probably going to go on just a little while in this one. Not going to be closing out anytime soon, at least. Still live this little bit of this Lingbane Ultra moving around left and right, a little bit unsure almost as to where exactly it wants to go to. Single Zergling coming through the center, going to get picked up pretty quickly. A few changelings being picked away at as well. Again, more Queens, Lings, Banes, Hydras, Ultras. On the far left-hand side of the map, Banes continue to come in towards the right-hand side as well. Picking off quite a few of these SCVs. This Planning Force is just going to die. Liberator sieging up. And these Ultras are going to go down, sure, and the Hydras as well. But, man, picks off the 5th base. Frustration there for INnoVation, who's drops on the bottom left-hand side, but also not really having too great of a time themselves. So, drops being cleaned up. 23 SCVs lost to the 12 drones. INnoVation's economy in trouble without this 5th base. He will replace it very shortly here, but I'm still a little bit concerned. These reinforcements are gathering together. A big Ling run-by is getting set and ready to go. So I'll deny this one of the further out bottom left-hand side bases, the furthest out we've seen so far. And wants to continue pushing in towards this hatchery. Maybe towards this one up here if you can get that far forwards. This Ling is running by, are not able to do too much just yet. Starting to get surrounds though, and those ghosts are going to be in some trouble. Goes to the front, you get some snipes off, getting a Viper, getting the Ultras. Queen as well at the end will also go down, so good stuff so far. These Lings are still having some trouble in the main as Ghosts are kind of cloaking up. Liberators are sieging up. Ghosts have to pull back right now. Gonna let the Liberators start to get their job done. There's not really a lot you need Ghost Liberator for actually in this army anymore because the Ultras are dead. Ghosts are going to turn around and try and fight, but they're just going to get picked off by Banelings as Impact. He's going to find pretty much every single Ghost here. The Bio units continue to drop. There's a few left over. Is it enough to push back the Corruptors? Oh, this is a hell of a fight right now. The last few units on the ground are going to just about keep on fighting to maybe get through these Queens. The last Ling goes down right now. Transfuse drops. One Queen burrows. Oh my god. What on earth was this fight to the south side? So much being lost here. As INnoVation again losing 26 SCVs. Workers going down all around the map at the moment. A few more Zerglings on the far right, and we are going to be seeing 4 more Medivacs currently on the way up from INnoVation. Corruptors, Lings, Banes also regathering themselves over to the left side here. More Infestors on the way out. A couple of tech labs coming through here from INnoVation as well. They're coming down on these barracks and just going to be having the Bio pushing out again. I mean, the numbers are so low now, and what is concerning, of course, is usually these Bio and Ghost players, they work amazingly when the numbers are way higher up, right? But in the lower numbers, I don't think it's really their forte. I don't think it's really where they're meant to be used. And well, let's see what we can do right here. There's that one Ultras, which is maybe going to cause some issues. It's INnoVation. He's able to turn off these Ghosts and get a few snipes. The Corruptor counts disappear, and there's a few reinforcing Bio units, which have picked off pretty much everything else that was left on the ground. That Ultras has gone down. 4 Corruptors get out of this alive from Impact's point of view. INnoVation retakes the lead in the game in terms of supply. Up heavily in army, about 30 army supply at the moment. Remember, it's Darkness Sanctuary, so it takes an absolute eternity for him to turn that advantage into an attack that can actually get something done. A few more Ghosts still coming down to the south, scan towards the upper right hand side. Going to have this hatchery now being targeted. Marauders and Marines getting the kill. No cancel. A few hundred minerals under waste there from Impact. This bottom left base almost mined out. I mean, that was just the 4th, so no surprise there. 5th and 6th bases not mined out yet. As you are going to be seeing banelings, well, they deal with the first row of marauders very easily. Ghost's going to come forwards and look for cleanup on these corruptors. So that's sort of stage where if the corruptors go down, there's not really much of a reason to replace them. There isn't really any liberators out here, although one or two may be starting up now. As the liberators fall, as the corruptors fall, sorry, just one actually, so maybe just a harassing liberator more so than anything else. INnoVation wants to take this bottom right base, but it's not going to be a planetary fortress, it's going to be an orbital. So I'm not sure how exactly he plans to hold that. And Infestor goes down on this bottom left side. Impact is losing units once again. I mean, this game's getting very scrappy. There's this one Infestor here at the moment, which has got just a little bit of energy. Throws down 4 Infested Terrans as the Lings stream in. This may very well be a cleanup from Impact. It's going to be tough, but he is going to get there in the end. There's just a couple of tanks left over, and now they're going to be fighting onto themselves to clean up the Lings that are surrounding them. 86 to 77 supply. Impact is able to scrap together a defense. 44 workers apiece on the map. Impact has so few units though. His unit tab currently showing just 48 Zerglings and 1 Infestor. What do you do with 50 Lings and an Infestor and a Drea? Not a lot, honestly. It's tough. It's difficult. More bio coming down the bottom right side of the map here. We'll be setting up to potentially push away this group of Lings which is running forward. So Overseer's coming forwards here as well. Impact will be turned away into the center of the map. A couple more Vipers being replaced right now. A few more Banes on the way up. Liberator finds a few drones down here. Able to get some damage done at least and find some long distance mining drones as well. And there's just no anti-air at the moment. The Queens aren't down here. And it's 8 workers. I mean, 8 workers at this stage of the game. It's what, 20% of the economy almost. And that's a big, big loss. INnoVation is doing everything right now. And it's finally starting to show in terms of a bit of a larger supply lead. We're talking about 131 army supply now to the 81 army supply of Impact. Not army supply, but overall supply. And 40 of that army supply is in the lead for INnoVation. Stims in. I mean, this top base has not really been taken at all, and no reason for INnoVation to let it be taken, although Impact does a very good job to deny the initially attempted drop here. INnoVation had his own base in this position, of course. The Terran, you're happy to expand towards the Zerg, and that's why he's had this base to the point where it is more or less mined out. We're talking about 1,300 gas or so still left in play. 8 more Zerglings on the way out as Lings, Banes from Impact gathered in towards the upper left side. A single Zergling in the bottom left. Going to be in a little bit of trouble too. Marauder grabs a kill on it. Some Marines also. 4 more Liberators on the way out. This bio of Impact still going to be pushing in, and we are going to see this hatchery taking some hits, and this hatchery will fall right away here as those Brewlings. I mean, they pop out, they don't do anything at all. Bottom side, Parasitic Bomb and Fungal Growth. It's going to be maybe a couple of dead medevacs and some bio units disappearing as well. In this base, an orbital which is just in trouble. I love this. Bottom right inside has a wall off and a bunker behind it. Yeah, that's going to make the difference, right? Well, might help a little bit. SCV is going to pull in to try and repair for a little while, but well, Banes are broken on through. Meanwhile, INnoVation, there's a lot of army on the upper left-hand side. He's actually just walking over creep at the moment, not scanning to clean it up even. Another couple of supply depots getting some, taking some damage right now. More bio on the way down towards the bottom right to try and clean this up. Impact, with surprisingly few units, is getting a lot done. And I mean, this is literally his entire army at the moment. I guess he's getting a lot done because INnoVation was just out of position. As INnoVation shows up, that'll be the end of this here. And Impact kind of knows it. He's also about to lose drones in the bottom left side because that drop's arrived once again.